Okay, in this review I want to have a look at Call to Action Pro, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to their sales page now, because their sales page has been actually created, a lot of it using the Call to Action Pro plugin, and you can see what it can do, and they're sort of highlighting the very best of it, so you can see what sort of an effect this could have on your website and your sales, and basically telling your visitors or guiding your visitors to look at certain areas of the screen. So let me just load it up in the web browser. Once we've had a look at the website, I'll take you into my dashboard and show you how to configure the plugin, how to set it up, and how to use the various templates that come with it. So we're loading the page now, and what I want you to look for is action and movement on the page. This page, it actually takes a little bit of time to load. See all these animations sliding in here? These are all done with the Call to Action Pro plugin. And as I move down the page, you'll see new ones loading, because it's been configured on this page to load when you scroll down to that particular action. Now, as I was saying just before then, this page does take a little bit of time to load sometimes, because there are dozens of Call to Action Pro scripts running. Let's just scroll down and have a look. Okay, here's a new one. You see all these things popping into action as you get down the screen. These are all done with the Call to Action Pro plugin. Let's go down a bit more. Headlines, tables, these sort of testimonial boxes. And you can see over here you've got sort of a banner type ad, which you could put into the sidebar of your website, and this sort of movement that takes place and the animation that takes place within these sidebar banners, or within any of these really, they draw the attention of the visitor, they draw the eye down, so you can get your visitors to actually concentrate on something. Okay. So that's the Call to Action Pro website. Those are the actions in action, so to speak, and I'm sure you can see how this could help you with your own websites and creating great calls to action. It's not just a question of creating great calls to action, it's also things like headlines. If we just refresh this again, it's things like headlines. Various sections of the page, or even the top headline on the page, could have this type of animation, and it will really draw the visitor to look at that headline. Here we go, and see what it's about. If you have anything important you want your visitor to do on the page, this will bring them into it, this will get their attention. Just keep scrolling down. As I said, this page is done almost entirely with Call to Action Pro, so it's very, very heavy on the animations, and you wouldn't want this on a normal web page. You might only have one of these call to action items on your web page, because you don't need to keep drawing their attention to everything again and again and again. What you want to do is draw their attention to the actual call to action. Now, I'm recording this a few days before call to action actually goes live. I thought they did have a countdown. Maybe we've missed. Maybe we're too late for that. Even oh, here we are. I say I'm recording this before it goes live. You can buy it now. It is live, but it's in pre-release. So for the next 5 days, 16 hours, 33 minutes, and 22 seconds, you can get it at this price. After the product goes live, the official launch, this $47 goes up to $67. This is the multi-site license, and a single site license goes from $37 to $47. So if this is the sort of thing you're interested in, you should get it within the next 5 days. And today is the 21st of October, so you've got until the 26th of October to do that. Okay, let's have a look inside WordPress and see how Call to Action Pro does its magic. When you install Call to Action Pro, you'll get this menu item over in the sidebar of your WordPress dashboard, and this is the screen you get. I've actually installed some templates. When you buy Call to Action Pro, you get a starter template pack, which includes, it doesn't include these top ones, these buy now buttons. It includes a lot of these ones down here, and the reason I've got these buttons is that when I bought Call to Action Pro, I also bought the one-time offer upgrade, which allows me access to all future template packs that they create. And the template packs, you can see this button template packs has what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, looks like 17 templates, possibly more. I don't know how, there might be some down here as well, but 17 or 18 templates, and we'll look at those in a second. And they're going to be charging $17 per template pack. But the one-time upgrade offer, you get all future template packs for free. And I have heard the guys who created this saying that they're hoping to release about 10 packs in the next few months. So if you're thinking of using this on your sites, it might be worth getting that one-time offer as well, but that's totally up to you. Okay, so let's just have a quick look down here a little bit further. You can start off your call to action, think of a call to action here as an animated block that's going to be inserted into your web page, like the animated blocks we saw on the Call to Action Pro homepage. Now, to create one of those call to action blocks, you can either choose from a template and then modify the template, or you can create one from scratch, which needs a little bit more technical know-how to do that. But there are tutorials on the Call to Action website inside the dashboard when you log in. Choosing from a template is far easier, and you should find something which you can use to modify. This Google Fonts section, I didn't install these. When I installed the template packs, they installed as well. You've got this Load Font Awesome checked. Load Font Awesome, basically this plugin can use Font Awesome, which if you don't know what it is, then again, go and have a look at Font Awesome website, and you can see all the different icons and fonts that you can use on your site. To upload new template packs, you simply click on this upload button, select the template pack, and then click on the import. You can also import, let's suppose you create a call to action on one website and you want to use it on another website. Well, within here you've got the ability to export a call to action from one website, and then you simply import it into the site you want to put it on, so you can sort of share your call to actions around. So that's the main interface. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a template to try and modify, and we'll have a look and see what can be done. Basically, when you choose this template, come onto this choose a template screen, you can select one and you'll get a screenshot down here, a little preview down here of what the call to action actually looks like. These are simple buttons. It's a JV sales funnel. This one's nice, follow us social style. If you want to put follow us buttons on your website, try and get people to follow. That really brings your eye towards that. And there's another one somewhere as well, I think, but feature area, circles and icons. Testimonial, if you want to put testimonials, see how that slides in. Button, special offer. Headlines. Another testimonial. Here's another social follow up here, follow us. That would be nice having on your website. Let's just have a quick look at that one. I'm going to use selected template. I want to just have a look because it's got it hasn't got a white background or a transparent background, which is something I would want to have if I was going to use that call to action on my site. Now, first thing, when the call to action loads, you can change the name of it. So, my social follow, let's say, and we can move down here and have a look. Essentially, you can click on the items in here, and the settings that you see at the top there reflect the item you're clicking on. Also, further down here we've got the timeline, and this is you can actually hide the element to see what it refers to. This one refers to this LinkedIn button here, and this timeline shows when the icon appears in the call to action. As I said, this bit here down here is a little bit more technical, but you don't really have to do an awful lot with it. You can, if you want to delay something, you can stretch these bars, or you want to bring something in quicker. There we go, I brought that one in faster. Let's try again. Oh, and that one comes in late. Okay, let's try that again. Right, I want it to come in. I want it to come in before the YouTube, and if I click on the YouTube one, I can see this is the YouTube down here, so that's 1.08 seconds. So I want it to come in before 1.08 seconds. Let's try that. There we go, so that works. We've also got this bounce at the end here, and you can choose your own effect. Bounce, if you watch the icons, after they land they bounce. See, they're bouncing, but I can change that. Let's just change the one for, let's flip horizontal, and you can see the preview down here, what these things look like. Bounce down, skew right, fade right. Let's do flip vertical just so you can see the difference. So now this LinkedIn, I've got it flipping vertical. See how it flipped in, whereas the others bounce. Okay, let me just click on this background here and we'll have a look. I want to change that to transparent, and the transparent, you just click on the background color, transparent, choose, and then we have a transparent background, so that then would be able to fit onto my web page without any problem. You can also change the, I mean, this one here you can change the colors. We've got the Twitter one there. We could change the color to whatever we want. Let me choose that. You can see the Twitter bird now has changed color, and you can individually modify. You can see I can rotate that icon, and you can choose. You can just basically click on these and modify the one you're clicking on. And those, if we now run it, look, you can see those changes we've made are permanent. We change the font size, the alignment of the font, line height, spacing, the weight. If you wanted to, if you've got text in there and you want to make it bolder, you can. This, I think, is a font awesome icon, so it's not going to bold from that, or it's not going to italic, or I'm not going to change that either. Okay, so you can see how we can modify the call to action to suit us, and we can get a preview of what it looks like once we've finished. When you've finished with your call to action, you can then save it down here, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. I don't want to save this one because I'm not going to use it, but we can save it, and then the call to action plugin will give you a short code, and you basically take the short code and paste it into your page wherever you want it. You've actually got 3 different ways you can put a call to action into your page. You can, I'm trying to remember now, the one is a short code. That's easy if you want to insert it just into a single page, or you want to put it into oh, I know what the other one is. The other one is a sidebar widget, or rather in the widgets area. In here there's a call to action pro widget, which you can then insert any of your call to actions into a widgetized area, so that depends on your template. And the other option for inserting a call to action is the basic PHP code. If you want to edit your template instead, you can do that. If we just look quickly at this page, let me put a color in so you can actually see what's going on here. If we look quickly at this basic settings tab, this basically refers to the call to action box that you see, the one I've just coloured in, and you can change the size of that box, and your call to action then happens inside that box. Okay, so that's the container, if you like. I forgot how big that was now. Was it 150 maybe? No, 90. Probably not even that, 80. Okay, that'll do. And you've got this option here, responsive. That basically will mean that this changes its size depending on the screen. If you're, it should work on all devices, mobile devices, desktops, and so on. Overflow, if the default is hidden, if I remember, when things slide in from outside of this box, the container, if you like, then this overflow currently hides those items as they're sliding in, but you could make them visible coming in from outside the box. I think that's what it is, not 100% sure. Here you've got the option of putting a border, and border size. At the moment you can't see the border because I haven't got a border size, but now you can see it. Put the border size in, you can change dashed and so on, and then the radius is the corner, making round corners. This option here, start, this basically defines when this call to action will start, and this one was set as after all page elements have loaded. So the page loads, then this loads. What you saw on the call to action website is this one when CTA is visible. In other words, as you scroll down the page, as you come to the CTA, it then triggers its action, and that's quite good because it means that, like for the social sharing and so on, you could wait until they get to the end of the article and then show them that, which brings their attention to it and makes it very easy then to socially share. If you click on some of the elements within the call to action, it takes you to the text settings. Well, this is a text object. You can put images and stuff in HTML as well, but let's just stick with what we've got here. These are text objects, and the text object is controlled by these text settings, and again you can change the settings for these. What you've also got, however, is more options down here, and what you can specify is, well, what I think is the most important thing here is you can specify a URL. That if somebody clicks on that, then they're taken to this URL. And you've got mouse over effects and everything, but I'll leave you to explore that. And you can have these URLs opening in a new window or same window. And it's easy enough to insert things like, I mean, decoration, it brings up some arrows, but you can use a custom URL if you've got an image, upload it to your website and then just insert the custom URL here, and you'll get a list of, you can then import your own images. You've also got here, we've got boxes, buttons, drop shadows, a few other things, guarantee stamps, highlights, JV numbers, pre-designed, no, okay, oh, there we go, shapes, subheadings, and underlines. And of course you can insert any of these. Let's just insert, just to show you. I can insert there. It's in here now. I can drag it around. Okay, and I can just, let me just click on it. Okay, I'm going to have to go down. Once you click on it, selected it. If I scroll down, you can see this is the one here because it's got this bar. What I can do is just delete that if I don't want to, which I don't. So using those decorations, you can actually build up your own call to action. Okay. The other thing you can add is text. Here we got the text added in, and I can change the color of the text. Let me click on the choose button. Okay, and you see the text has now changed color, change the font of the text, size, line height, make it bolded, and so on. And you can have those things moving around. When you add new text and things, you'll get automatically it added to the timeline, and the timeline will bring it in, as you can see, like that. You can always, let's have a look, skew left, let's have a look at this. I've just made the pause here, and you can see that comes in later. And we've got the special effects, skew left, could have a top bounce. Okay, let's have a look. Let's bring that in first. There we go, sorry, top bounce down. So you can see how you can modify these call to actions. What I'm going to do is, rather than use an existing template to show you how to do this, I'm going to build call to action from scratch. A very simple one, but nonetheless call to action from scratch, so you can see how that's done. Okay, let's create a call to action, and the first thing I do is on the CTA Pro screen, click create a new CTA from scratch. We're not going to use a template for this one, and I'm going to call this call to action Pro detail. So that just reminds me, that's my call to action title, so that reminds me what it's for. It's basically going to be a call to action that asks my visitors to go and find out the details on the call to action website. Now the first thing I need to know is how wide to make this, and if I go over to my site, this call to action is going to go at the bottom of a post, so this is going to be in the content area. If I press F12 in Google Chrome, I get this inspector, and I can click on the little magnifying glass and see here that my content area is 577 pixels wide. So that's what I've got to work with. 577. I'm actually going to make it a little bit smaller, 570. And we'll start off with a height of 150 pixels. Now I'm going to make this transparent eventually. The Problem is that when you're designing, if you have it transparent, you can't actually see where the edges of the box are, so it's best to keep it a colour just so you can see it. And the only other thing I want to change on here is I'm going to say make the call to action visible when the person reaches it on the page. Okay, so there's nothing in there yet. Let's add a bit of text, and the text you add, you can drag it around. If you find that you find it difficult to grab the text, it's easy now because it's the only thing in this call to action, but if you have lots of other elements and you find it difficult to drag, you can select it from down here. Just click anywhere in this rectangle and you'll be able to grab the call to action. First thing I'm going to do is add a click here, and I'm going to change the font. Okay, that's alright. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Click here. And what else are we going to add? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at decorations. No, I don't want that. I've added that element, I don't want it. I'm just going to go down here and delete it. Okay. What I'm going to do, I think, is have a look over at highlights. I'm going to grab this one and adjust the width. Oops, it's disappeared. Let me drag it back into the middle. Adjust the width. Adjust the height. Okay, and there's the first problem. The highlight is actually on top of the text, and I want the text on top of the highlight. So what I need to do is I need to drag the order. Basically, as you add elements, they fit on top of each other. So this one, which is, let me just put in a name for it, highlight. You can see there, that's the highlight. This one here is the click here. What I need to do is I need to drag the click here above the highlight. And drop it. That's not actually fitting the order. Let's have a look. There we go. Nope, still on top. Okay, looks like that might be a little problem that needs to be ironed out in the script. No problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the click here, and I'm going to add the text again. Hopefully they'll get that fixed. Text was click here, font size was 30, and the font was Oswald. Okay, click here, and let's just make the highlight a little bit narrower, a little bit higher, a little bit narrower. And let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to add another bit of text decoration here. I'm going to go for underline. Or let's have a look, drop shadow. Let's try that and see if no, I don't like that drop shadow, so I'm going to go and delete that. Let's have a look at the underline instead, and I'll grab that one, drag it in, reduce the width so that it's just there. Let's have a look at how that's going to work. Right, those all fly in together because the timeline down here, you can see it's pause 0 seconds, and then it comes, the underline comes in, the click here comes in, and the highlight comes in all at the same time. Let me just give this a name, and then we'll be able to identify it. Okay, underline, click here, highlight. What I'll do is I'm going to drag out the highlight a little bit, sorry, the underline a little bit, so it comes in later. And instead of coming in from the left, skewed left, let's try that and see what it looks like. Okay, that's fine. So there's the start of our call to action. The next thing I need to do is I need to add more text, and this one is going to be call to action pro, and I need to have a look, see which font is best for this. Let's try increasing that to 60. Okay, 70. $75, right. Let's have a look how this works now. Right. Call to Action Pro, I want to come in after the highlight, and let's, how are we going to do this? Right, let's have a look. Rotate vertical. I don't want that. What I wanted was text. And what we're going to put here, click here, Call to Action Pro, let's put create stunning graphics with, and we're going to reduce the font size on there, and let's change the color. I'm going to look at the different fonts here, see what they look like. Let's increase the graphics size. I like that font, but it's a bit too fancy maybe. Okay, that'll do. We're not trying to create an award-winning call to action here. Let's just have a look, see what that looks like. Alright, what I want to do is I'm going to put in another fancy spin here. That one's skew left. What I want to do is, let's try and rotate horizontal. Let's have a look. I'm going to bring that in slightly before the call to action comes up. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to just keep that, I think. Quite like it. I'm going to, now, what I was going to do is make it transparent, but before I do, this Call to Action Pro script used to have a box on the basic settings for a URL. And that URL then meant that no matter where you clicked on this call to action, that URL would be the link to the entire call to action. That seems to have disappeared, unfortunately. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is select each of the elements of the call to action. So let's have a look at the text. And then under more options, I need to paste in my URL. And I'm going to open in the same window. That is the click here. Let's try the highlight. Select the highlight. Okay, and I'm going to put the same. And I'm going to select the next text. As you can see, it would have been far easier if they'd have left that global URL in there, but they didn't. So now, whichever element they click on, hopefully it will, you see if you move your mouse over there, it changes. On the background it doesn't, okay, but on all the text it does, and that's as good as we can get with that, I think. Text decoration, no, okay, basic settings. Final thing to do then, I'm going to make it transparent and choose that transparent colour. Scroll down, I'm going to save it. And when you save it, you then get this screen, which basically it gives you the shortcode. It gives you it basically tells you that there's a widget where you can insert one of your call to actions, and also the PHP if you want to directly edit your WordPress template. So you should be able to fit this into any template. If I just go over to widgets, I'll show you quickly. You can see the Call to Action Pro widget there, and all you do is you drop it in and select the call to action you want to insert in that widgetized area. As it happens, I don't really want this, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, we can close this, and what I want to do is grab that shortcode. Before I do, let me just have a look what it looks like on a transparent background. Okay, one thing, because it's transparent, it's now obvious that this is a border around there, so I'm going to just go in and edit that and drag that a little bit further over, and that. Let's try again. Okay, that's a bit better. It's still flat on that side, but then that's the highlight. There's nothing to do, nothing I can do. And let's save that. Okay, so what I want to do is grab the shortcode and I'm going to paste it into my web page. Before I do, what happens is this button up here, back to list, or if you click on the CTA Pro in the sidebar again, takes you back to the main menu or the main screen in CTA Pro. And on here you've got a list of all your calls to actions that you've created. You've got the shortcode, which is great, so I can copy that. But also I wanted to just show you this. You can go into edit it, you can delete it, you can duplicate it if you want to edit this call to action, just change a few things. The other thing you can do is export it. And I think it exports to a JSON format, which then on another website you can go here and you can upload it and import that call to action into the new website. So you can share call to actions between websites. Okay, let's go in. I want to edit a post where I'm going to post this video, this one. And I want to insert this underneath. And let's save the draft and then we'll have a look and see what the web page looks like. I need to insert the video yet, so it's not finished, but let's just see whether it's going to work. Here's the page loaded. We've got it set so the call to action should become visible as you scroll down to it. Oh, there we go. And it came in there. So it's working, and let's just refresh it and you'll see it load up again. There we go. So that's all working fine. All I need to do now is stop this video, publish it, and then I can insert the video here. So that's Call to Action Pro. Really easy to use, even if you don't buy the template packs. That you know, if you're not happy creating call to actions like I did in this video, then subscribe to it's not subscribe, it's a one-time payment for the template packs, for all future template packs, and you'll be able to just edit ones, the template packs or the templates that they are created for you by professional designers. However, I'm sure you'll agree that it's easy enough to make some of these on your own. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I highly recommend it. So if you want more information, click on that CTA below the video.